Today we're going to discuss the six-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men. Let's get started. Thank you for joining me. Today I want to share with you a six-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men. Now we can all agree that these are pretty trying times that we're living in today. If you scan the horizon on a global level, we can see we have hyperinflation, trade wars, rumors of wars, pandemics, plagues, all around the world. The world is in complete upheaval. And even in the midst of these upheavals, I would like to bring to your attention a six-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men. Now, to be more specific, this word is acting as a obstacle, you could say, that is in the direct path of humanity's progression. Well, what exactly is this six-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men? What is this six-letter word? Well, let's look at it from a different perspective. If man were to embrace this word, all his troubles would be gone overnight. I wouldn't say overnight, but you'd be on the right track. If man were to embrace this word, we'd be on the right track to solving all our problems. Not overnight, but we're on the right track. The truth of the matter is that simply embracing this six-letter word has the potential to eliminate wars. This six-letter word has the ability to diminish social upheavals and increase communication and understanding worldwide. I would even go so far as to say that if man were to embrace this six-letter word, we would experience a Renaissance era, a golden age, if you will. Next question you probably ask yourself, if we're really thinking about this six-letter word, if it can end all of humanity's turmoils, all of humanity's issues, why are we not embracing this? Like, what's the problem? Right? There's a conundrum there. And thus we come to the crux of our discussion, that if indeed this six-letter word can solve all of our problems, then why are we not addressing this? Why are we not on board? And that's a valid question. All right, what I'm going to do is move forward and begin to share with you the essence of this six-letter word by spelling it out. I'm going to take the first six letters of the word and provide an attribute that describes what the word is really about. So the first letter of this six-letter word starts with the letter C. And a word that embodies this is courage. Mankind will definitely need to have courage to embrace this word. The second letter of the six-letter word starts with H. And the word that embodies the letter is humility. Man will need to embrace humility. They would definitely need to humble themselves, for sure. The third letter in the six-letter word starts with A. And that is to ascend to higher grounds. So we have C, H, A. Courage, humility, and ascension. And when I say ascension, is that we have to be able and willing to ascend to higher levels of understanding. The fourth letter of the 6-letter word starts with an N, and that is for necessity. This word is very necessary in the lives, in the hearts and minds of humanity and mankind. The 5th letter and the 6-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men is G. And that is for when you embark on this journey of pursuing this word, you embark on a path of greatness. I think some of you guys already know what this word is. You figured it out. The last letter of this 6-letter word starts with E. And that's for maintaining and keeping an evolving vision. On this path, you will constantly need to be able to adapt. So if we take those letters, C for courage, H for humility, A for ascension, to ascend to higher levels, N for necessity, G for greatness, and E for evolving vision. That word is change. That's right. The 6-letter word that strikes fear in the hearts and minds of men is change. Change. That's right. Man is fearful of change. Even when his survival depends on it, he is fearful of change. Change requires the courage to take the clear, steady gaze inwardly at ourselves, confronting our inner demons. Being able to take that clear, steady gaze inwardly. There's a lot of things that when we look inwards, let's just put it this way, the truth sometimes hurts, right? And you need to have courage to be able to look inwardly and see what needs to change and then take action. I have a simple a solution that I'd like to actually help me during this time to just join me in this exercise. And that is just simply it's a mental exercise where you simply envision in your mind's eye what your better version of yourself would look like. What would that look like? So, if you have in your mind's eye who you would like to be, your perfect self, how would they talk? How would they walk? How would they carry themselves? How would they handle issues that are difficult for you today? So when you visualize that, or when you envision that, I need you to go full deep on and look at what would that person sound like? What is their swagger? How do they carry themselves? Right? Okay. When you do this process, what you'll find is that as you envision your better version, and you do this daily, usually before you go to bed every day, you know, I usually take an inventory of the day before I go to bed. And if you envision what you could have done better, or how could you have been closer to your better self this day, this will allow the two, the person you want to be and the person you are, if you work on it daily and you practice what you envision you would do, then eventually those two will meet, right? And as a bit of encouragement, as you walk on this path, you must keep in mind that nobody's perfect. So it's gonna take courage. It's gonna take you being humble. In order for you to ascend to those higher levels, you must remain humble. You must be humble. And as you walk this path, and you will notice change happening, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. It's dependent upon you.